Now on Wild 94.1.
I understand therapy.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick. All right, it is Therapy Thursday. This is where we earn our community service for a few things that we ain't got to really get into all that. All right, but anyway, we have a community service we do. It is for you, 60-second sessions. You get Dr. Davi, you get Meredith MD, you get Orlando BGYN. Either way, we get you some help, all right? 60 seconds on the clock, and we take your calls and you can text at 888-429-0941. We actually got somebody on hold already. We won't say your name because we don't want to get you into trouble or anything. But you got a question for one of us. Who would you like?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let's see. We can all address it. Do you want somebody specific?
Can I go with Orlando?
Okay. All right. I'm here. What's the question?
Okay. So here's the thing. My mom has kind of like, I feel so awkward saying this. My mom has kind of become like the neighborhood THOT.
Wait, I'm sorry. We had a little, we had a little fuzz in the phone. I thought you said thought.
Oh, no, that wasn't fuzz. I did say that.
Your mom has become the neighborhood THOT.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, I know. And I mean, like, honestly, never in a million years would I have thought that this would have happened or been the case or something, So I feel weird saying it too, but ever since my stepdad passed away, she has kind of just started, how do I say it nicely, like entertaining some different kinds of men in the neighborhood.
Okay, all right.
Go
mom.
So it's like I'll go and check up on her, and it's like someone different is here, and it's like, oh, I met him at Publix, or oh, it's a guy that cuts the grass, and I feel like it's kind of become this revolving door at my mom's house, and I don't know, I feel completely disgusted. I'm starting to get concerned for her safety, but I mean, honestly, above all, I feel like I'm mostly concerned with how she's taking this and dealing with her husband's death and coping with it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So,
that's hard. That's hard. Okay. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So I get why it's bothering you, because I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want to have that kind of like idea that your mom is out there just throwing legs.
Just the mental image.
Yeah, that's a lot. But you can say that, I mean, you said she had your stepdad and she had a partner, and now she's kind of searching, which is normal. You probably just need to sit down with her, less judgy and less daughtery, and be a friend for her for a moment. Like, you got to go back to the daughter and mom relationship, but right now she needs you, because you're seeing it clearer than anybody else is. You're getting access that nobody else knows she's thotting out there. So you really got to be the friend and sit down with her and bring her up on game, because this basically is something that's new for her. She hasn't been out dating. She hasn't had to deal with communicable diseases and stuff like that, and the dangers that you're worried about. So you need to sit down with her on a friendship level, less judgy, and inform her so she can at least be aware. It's not just as easy as when she did it back in the 70s or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of want to walk her through it and say, hey, Mom, I get it. If you want to have a small team, then that's fine. But let's make sure they're yours. Make sure you're not sharing them. Hey, there was a commercial years ago about everyone you sleep with everybody they slept with. Are you sure that they're good? Are you protecting yourself? Mom, there's a big range of folks in the villages out here in the retirement area that all got damn near the STD. Because these older people think that they don't get it.
Big outbreaks.
So there's a lot of things that could affect her, and you want to make sure she's safe. Just couple it with a whole bunch of love. I'm only even entering into your business, Mom, because I love you, and I want to make sure you're good. And there's nothing wrong with you sowing your oats, but let's just make sure you do it in a healthy way so nothing bad happens.
Yeah.
I think that's the best info that you can do for her. And
Yeah, I think that's probably the best. Also, it's just going to definitely be awkward and tricky.
It's going to be awkward, but think about this. That little bit of awkwardness can help your mom stay safe in this new transition. So,
You're right.
Step up, okay?
All right.
And what's mama's number? I don't know.
No.
Well, I mean, with her IG or something like she got OnlyFans.
That was not part of the deal.
Okay, all right, okay. I'm just checking. All right, okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there we go.
Just like our listeners that are texting in right now, ask what neighborhood her mama lives in.
Yeah, everybody want to know. Your mama got OnlyFans? What we got?
Oh, my God.
All right, let's see here. Like 888-429-0941. What we got?
Question. I was dealing with an older woman. It doesn't say who this is for. I was dealing with an older woman, 12 years of difference, and now I'm dealing with someone else, and the older woman is now in a relationship, but she does not want me dealing with anyone else. She's trying to sabotage. What should I do? What is she trying to do?
Oh, go ahead, Meredith.
You need to step back. You had your chance and your opportunity with this person, and now you both are trying to move on. If you still are stuck on somebody else, then you should have been with them to begin with. But obviously,
They might want you though.
It sounds like he's moving on too. Like everybody's just moving on. But not only are you jealous, but you're trying to sabotage your relationship probably and his relationship. You're meddling. You're obsessive. You need to probably get your own life. He probably doesn't want to be involved with you anymore. Let's keep it moving. You need to. Yeah, I would just tell her all this and kind of be mean to put things in place and perspective so she can kind of get a real idea that you are ready to move on with your life. And sometimes you got to be mean to people and be blunt at the same time.
If you're looking for an older lady, though, we got a phone number for this lady that apparently is throwing legs. Everybody at the Publix. You want to try and get in with that.
I don't like people trying to meddle in other people's relationships like that.
This doesn't have a name, but I'm giving it to Dot.
Okay.
Because it says Spanish.
Okay. It's in Spanish?
No, it's.
Okay.
I would not be giving it to you if it's in Spanish.
I would pay to hear that.
I saw the word Spanish, and I'm like, you know what? I think that's a Davi thing. It said, hey, I'm trying to learn Spanish so I can understand my girl's family. It's hard because I feel like I'm not learning the right Spanish. They're Puerto Rican, and I've been on the Duolingo app, and they still can't understand me when I'm talking. What advice could you get for the best way to learn Spanish that's more conversational? Because that's what I'm trying to learn. She's special.
Well, man, I say go with the Duolingo because you don't want to learn a Spanish that just caters to like a particular group of people, like a particular dialect, because Puerto Rican Spanish is different than what the Cubans speak, and it's different than how Mexicans speak and everything.
If I'm speaking in Spanish and I'm Puerto Rican, a Cuban person can't understand
No,
me?
you can totally understand, but you're going to pick up bad habits. You're going to pick up slang. You're going to pick up words that it's kind of like a Puerto Rican thing that other like Central America might not talk like that. But if you speak a more or learn a more proper Spanish, that's kind of more mainstream, ubiquitous for everybody. I think it just makes your life a little easier and the learning process easier. So don't get frustrated. I think your girl's family will kind of look at that with respect. Like, hey, he's really trying to do the most that he can to communicate and vibe with us. They'll be patient with you. Learn a little bit from them. Learn a little bit from your surroundings, but also that Duolingo or, those kind of apps I think will be very helpful. Don't give up, homie.
I do know that when I was trying to fake my way, I was using Google Translator.
Yeah.
Everybody clowned me on it.
Why?
They was like, you Googling, because I guess it was too specific.
Oh.
Or it was like too grammatically.
It's
it wasn't
wrong,
right.
It's wrong a lot.
Yeah, it was probably wrong, but it's like I would Google it and then use a translator and then text it, and he'd be like, you Googled that. I'm like, how do you know? Like, I just don't understand. How does Google not speak good Spanish?
Is that kind of like different accents here in America? Maybe like a country accent, a Midwest accent?
So imagine trying to learn English from somebody who is like, let's say, speaks a very broken English. Like somebody
like
from here, maybe?
Like the coach from LSU.
Oh,
like the
yes.
coach from LSU.
You learn English from him.
Or like
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, or like Ronnie from the South Side or something like that.
Okay.
You're not,
you
you're gonna
already
pick up
know.
bad
I
habits.
already know. You know what I'm saying? I told her. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. Yes, I do.
I do know what you're saying. I do. All right, let's see here. 888-429-0941. We're squeezing a few more.
Orlando,
Yes.
my son is the worst player on the team.
Oh, no.
He's not good at all. He's 16, so he's past the age where I think I need to be extra nice, lie, and be gentle. All he wants is private lessons, new cleats, an expensive glove, and I just see it as a waste. He has no future in the game. Can I go to Play It Again Sports and get him some secondhand gear? Does everything have to be new?
No, everything don't have to be new.
Right.
I mean, now here's the thing. The thing is your child and you having some sort of bond. So he ain't got to be the next Odell Beckham, like just to be able to be out there and playing and having fun. I would say go ahead and get him the stuff. Maybe not go broke doing it if money is a problem, but I would definitely invest in him and say, hey, you want to go for this? We're going for it. I told my daughter, I'm like, yo, you know how long I'm going to rock with you and dance? As long as you want it. And when you don't want it no more and you decide you want to pick up the violin, my job now is to go find a violin lesson and a new violin and to come back and have that for you. So you want to be there to support your kids, not just supporting them when it's a big money grab.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got to be dunking from the free throw line to get a new pair of Jordans. So support your kid, show that you're there for them, and spend that quality time with him. Maybe you running some drills with him and helping him out and stuff like that will get him, a little bit more acclimated. And so, spend some time, invest a little time in that.
I thought you were going to say the thing is that he sucks.
I mean, and he might suck. It's like, right. And he might have got that from you. I mean, them in the
By the
genes.
way.
Probably did.
He probably did.
Yeah.
So you can't really expect Jordan to come from nothing. So, don't ridicule him. Just, be there for him and celebrate whatever greatness he might be able to achieve or not. Everybody ain't got to be great.
Yes.
Some people got to ride the bench. The bench can be empty.
I got one for Davi. Davi, my kids are pretty typical. They behave well most of the times. They definitely have their moments, of course. Sometimes, though, they will act out like all kids do. But my mother-in-law will say that it's my fault because I don't spank my kids. According to her, I'm spoiling my child. They'll never really respect me because I'm too soft. I explained that in our house, we don't raise our hands. I'm teaching my kids to be respectful and at least talk about their anger and frustration instead of hitting people. Well, my kids spent the night at her house last weekend, and my youngest told me that Granny spanked me, and I was completely livid. My husband won't take sides, but I'm really, really pissed off. What should I do in this situation? Because I want to disown this.
Wow. You guys have to be adults. If your husband is not going to help, then I think in a situation like this about your kid, then you need to have that one-on-one with her, sit her down and tell her in no uncertain terms that that's not how you're raising your kid. And, it could be a deal breaker for spending the night at grandma's house and things like that. You can't tell somebody how to raise their kids. That's, I've learned that a lot. Here working at the Freak Show, people hate that. So I would really tell her and be adult about it, but don't bite your tongue and let it be known.
Don't touch my kid if I don't want them to be touched.
No, you can't get away with that. That's a grandparent, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Grandma.
Listen, you show out, grandmama's going to have a different rule. You might not beat your child. Mm-hmm. You might not spank your child or however you want to word it. I don't want to make it sound crazy. But you might not put your hands on the child. But the grandmother, if she sees you showing out, she gonna tighten you up.
Because that's how she was raised. That's how she raised you.
And old people ain't changing their ways. And you ain't no way old people change.
Okay, well, if she's not going to change, then you can change the fact that there ain't no more spending the night at grandma's house.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, that's going to start a huge rift.
That's fine. Because granny ain't going to change. And y'all going to realize you're going to need grandmama more than she going to need you. Now, she wants you, but you're going to need granny. And honestly, everybody need an ass whooping in their life. I ain't saying that you need to whoop them all the time, but I'm just going to tell you that there are some ass whoopings. My daughter has maybe 3 in the books. And she reverts back to those by memory.
Yep.
She remembers. If I get up like, hey, like, I remember that when I was 6. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she remembers those ass whoopings. We went through the house the other day, and she looked around, and she was like, man, I remember when I cut my sister's hair, and Daddy, you whooped my butt. And she was like, I wasn't sitting down right for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah.
And we started talking about it, and she remembered it vividly.
Cut her hair?
But she remembered she cut a lock of her sister's hair with the safety scissors. And her sister was like, don't tell Daddy because he'll spank me. And I was like, oh, absolutely. and she got tightened up. Mm-hmm. But it lasted. I think those those things, you can't beat somebody into submission, but you can teach them to have some sort of reverence for rules. And
Yeah.
stuff.
We got a text in and it says, Grandma's house, Grandma's rules.
Right. Like, that's your mama. Like, you going to tell your mama.
his mama.
Right.
And he won't do nothing about it.
But that's his mama.
Right.
You gonna tell your mama not to touch your child? Like, I could touch your child because I'm
But
touching
she knew
the
that
food.
ahead of time. Oh, she knew that they don't touch their kids. That's where the respect factor, that's where it bothers me just a little bit. She knew that and she didn't care.
I just feel like nobody's beyond reproach. You have to be able to call grandma out if grandma's on some
hell
BS.
no.
You have to.
my
Boy, if
God.
you don't, I would get your mama on the phone.
You
I
have
would
to.
get your mama on the phone right now. And your mama will. And your mama don't cuss, but she might
She don't
cuss you
cuss.
out for that. She might let you have it for that. Grandmama don't make no mistakes.
Wow.
Oh, Lord.
No. No, grandmama brought you into this world.
Him.
They're right.
And
I don't even like
this,
her.
and this is grandma. My child had a kid, and I can spank that child because I got more love for that child than anybody on earth. So I can put my hands on them because I'm only gonna put my hands on them when I need to.
even though I told you not to.
Right.
Okay.
Because I'm not listening
making
to
sure.
you.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you just the heifer that my son hooked up with. So
Orlando.